Hi, boys and girls, it's math time. So get out your packet if you haven't already and get ready to do your sprint. Remember, our sprint is a timed thing, so we do as many as we can in 1 minute. I don't know how many you can do, but try really hard. Here we go. I'm going to put on my camera and make sure my visualizer's on. If you've started already, awesome. If you haven't started yet, get ready to start. I'm going to share my screen with you. Make that big. All right. Okay, our instructions say write the number that is one more. So instead of just counting up the 3 dots and putting a 3, we're going to actually say the one number after 3, because one more is just like counting to the next number. Let's do 3. My next number would be 4. 2. My next number is 3. Got it? So you're doing one more. Look at how many dots there are and count to the next number. I see 3, 4. I'll do 3 more with you. I see 4, 5. I see 5, so I'm going to circle them and I'm going to put the next number that would come after 5 is 6, because one more than 5 is 6. My last one I'm going to do with you, I'm going to circle, actually let's do a couple more. I see 5, 6, one more would be 7. 5, one more would be, after 5 comes 6. Now I've been going kind of fast. You can pause the video at any point and catch up. Okay, so this one right here, now they just gave us the number 5 right here. So we're just going to say the number that would come next. If we want one more, then we have 5. The next number would be 6. So we have 5. One more would be 6. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute to complete this. Keep working hard. All right, let's put our pencil down. Now you do not have to finish this. So you can just use it, stop right there, and just put that paper away. Okay, and get ready for some more activities. Our next activity is happy counting. When we happy count, we go up, stop, down. So we're practicing counting up, and we're practicing counting down. Do it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How'd you do? Did you stay with me? Were you counting forwards and backwards? That's super cool. All right, I'm going to use my whiteboard. You can just watch for a little bit here. Let's solve a problem together. Our class had 4 pumpkins. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my pumpkins. Okay, not too beautiful, but there's my 4 pumpkins. We can make them look more like pumpkins. They're kind of lopsided pumpkins, look more like apples sometimes. Here's the equation. Our class had 4 pumpkins. On Monday, Marta brought 1 more pumpkin. So on Monday, let's put an M here, Marta brought 1 more pumpkin. All right. So we had 4, and then Marta brought another one. On Tuesday, I'm going to label this one Tuesday. On Tuesday, Beto brought 1 more pumpkin. Then on Wednesday, Shea brought 1 more pumpkin. So I put a W for Wednesday. Before Monday, how many pumpkins do we have? 4. Then on Monday, we had 4 plus 1, which equals 1 more than 4 is 5. On Tuesday, we had started with 5 pumpkins, and we had 1 more. Excuse me. So we had 1 more, then we have 6 pumpkins. And on Wednesday, we started with those 6 pumpkins, and we got 1 more. So on Wednesday, we ended up with 7 pumpkins. Nice job. Do you see a pattern? 1 more each time. First we had 4, then we had 1 more, we got 5. 1 more, we had 6. 1 more, we had 7. Who sees a pattern? It's just a counting pattern, isn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that was kind of fun to see. 1 more is just like counting. Nicely done. Okay, now today we're going to work on a couple more problems, and then I'll show you your math packet. Let's take a look at some of my blocks. I'm going to put some blocks under here. Let's pretend that we had 4 blue cars. I'll use my blocks as if they're cars. There were 4 blue cars in the parking lot, and there were 2 red cars. Well, there were 2 red cars in the parking lot. How many blue cars do we see? We see 4. How many red cars do we see? We see 2. Let's do an equation to show how many cars there are altogether. So we could say that altogether would equal 4 blue ones plus 2 red ones. Now we don't have to count from 4 anymore because we know that amount. So let's just do 4 and count on. We'll say 4, 5, 6. So we know that 4 plus 2 equals 4, 5, 6. Put 6 right there, okay? But what if we wanted to count the red ones first? So let's put them over here. So let's move them here and those here. Could we change around our equation to have the red amount first? Let's do the whole number first. So there's still 6 cars. We know that there was 2 red ones plus 4 blue ones. Does it matter if I add the red ones or the blue ones first? Is the answer going to be the same? Yeah, the answer is exactly the same whether I add the blue ones first or the red ones first. We kind of call this fact families when it comes to addition. It doesn't matter which one I add first. Now, let's change our story a little bit. Erase that one up. All right. Now I'm going to put all blue ones on this time. Let's put all those right there. Good. So let's pretend that these are cars still. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 blue cars, and we have 0 red cars. Is there an equation that could go with 0? We're going to say 6 is our whole number, and that equals the 2 parts that we have, which are 6 blue cars plus 0 red cars. When I add 0 to a number, did you notice something? Anytime you add 0 to a number, it doesn't change the whole amount, does it? It still is the same amount. So if I added 6 plus 0, the answer is still 6, right? What if I did it like this? 6 equals 0 red ones plus 6 blue ones. Is that still true? Still a true equation? Yeah, it is. It doesn't matter if I put the 6 first or the 0 first. Okay, good job. Okay, let's take a look at your paper. I think you have one of these in your packet. There's some apples. Let's look at the picture of 6 apples, and we'll use our counters to find different ways to make 6. So, how many apples do we see all together? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. My visualizer doesn't go very fast. That's as fast as it goes. So that's how come we count it so slow. We see 6 apples here. Now, let's see if we can find some different ways to count them. How many apples do you see that have a leaf on them? Do you see 3? Okay, let's put it down. 3 blue ones then. That counts for our 3 that have leaves on them. And how many do you see that don't have leaves on them? 1, 2, 3. So we still have 3 that doesn't have leaves on them. So here's one way that we could write an equation that equals 6. I'm going to move that a little bit. Take out my whiteboard again. Let's write down some ways that we can make 6 today. One of the ways that we can break 6 down is by saying 3 plus 3 equals 6. I can write it that way, or I can say 6 equals 3 plus 3. And it doesn't really matter which way I write it, okay? So there's one way that we can say equals 6. I wish you were here and I could ask you, what's a different way that we could count these apples? How many big apples do you see? How many small apples do you see? Do you see 4 big apples plus 2 small apples? And the answer is still our whole number of 6. Yep. So we could say 4 big ones and 2 small ones equals 6. Okay, that's another way. So far we've made, I'll just do them small over here. So far we have 3 plus 3 equals 6. And we have 4 plus 2 equals 6. How many apples have a worm in them? Just one, huh? One apple has a worm in them. How many apples do not have a worm in them? Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the answer is still 6. So now we've found 3 different ways that we could break down the number 6. And they all have the right answer. 5 plus 1 equals 6, or 1 plus 5 equals 6. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 4 plus 2, or 2 plus 4 equals 6. Can you think of a different way? How many apples? Well, we can't really tell the color of them. Let's pretend all these apples are red. Pretend they're all red. And there's no green ones. So we could go like this. There are 6 red apples plus 0 green apples. And the answer is still 6. So now we found 4 different ways to add apples together to get our whole number of 6. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's go to our equations. You're on the problem set. Get mine out. We're going to go right here. And we're going to actually do exactly what I just did with our whiteboard. We're going to take a look at those apples. So keep your apple picture handy. Use the apple picture to help you write all the different ways to make 6. So the first one we said was, how many of them have leaves and how many of them don't? Right? So let's do that one. 3 plus 3 is 6. So we're going to put, for our number bond now, we're going to put the whole number of 6. And the 2 parts that made up the whole number, we're going to put in the small boxes. Now you can't really flip 3 plus 3 around because it's still 3 plus 3. So I'm just going to leave that one empty. Let's try the next one. Remember what we did? We said, how many apples are large? And we said there was 4 of them, remember? So we're going to do our 4, right? Let's do this first. 4 plus 2. Or we can swap it around and put the 2 small ones first and the 4 large ones second. Good. And our number bond is going to be our whole number, because how many apples are there still? 6 apples. And our 2 smaller parts that make up 6 in this equation are 4 and 2. Okay, we're going to go down to the next one. The next one is, how many apples had worms in them? We said 1 apple had a worm in it. 5 did not. We're going to swap that around and put the 5 first. 5 did not, and 1 did. And then we're going to say our whole number still is the big number. The big amount of apples there are is 6. And we broke 6 down into 2 parts. 1 part was 1, that's the one with a worm in it, and 5 that did not have a worm in it. All right, so far we've found 3 different ways to make 6. Let's do the last one. Who remembers what it was? I said, if these were all red apples, how many green apples do we have? So we said we have 6 red apples. We have 0 green ones. And it doesn't matter which number I do first, so let's do it the other way now. So 0 green ones and 6 red ones. Good, what's our whole number? I bet you knew that. Our big number, or whole number, is 6. The parts of the number that make up 6 are 0 and 6. Nice, all right. Now that was all of our problem set on that page. Let me see if I have one more page of problem sets. I got kind of lost here. I got homework. And okay, So now you need to do your homework. Let me read your homework to you, and then I will read your exit ticket to you. You're doing a great job, boys and girls. Today we learned the different combinations that make 6. For homework, cut out the flashcard below and write the number sentences that you learned today on the back. Keep these flashcards in a place where you do your homework to practice ways to make 6 until you know them really well. As we continue to learn different ways to make 7, 8, and 9 in the upcoming days, continue to make flashcards. Note to families, be sure each student makes each of the combinations that make 6. The flashcards would look like this. So for the first one, it would be 6. And you can use the one we just did to help you make them. You're going to look at this one first. So this one is 6 plus 4 plus 2. And on the back, you're going to write 2 plus 4 equals 6. And then go on to the next card. You can do this one, 6 on the big number, 3 and 3. And then cut this out and turn it over. And on the back of it, you can write the equation 3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay, you're going to do that with the rest of your flashcards. You can do all the ones we just worked on. You can do, it's like you can do both sides of them. You can do 2 plus 4 and 4 plus 2, or have 2 at the top and 4 at the bottom. And 3 and 3, 0 and 6, 1 and 5. Looks like you have plenty of chance to finish that up. All right, one more thing now, boys and girls. We have our exit ticket. Let me explain our exit ticket. First, you write your name at the top. Super important, because I will take this out of your packet and I still need to know whose name this is. So stop right now and write your name. Write today's date. Remember, today's date is 9-3, right? Dash 20. Okay. Show different ways to make 6. In each set, shade some circles and leave the others blank. So on this first one, you're going to show 2 different groups by shading some of the circles and leaving some of them without being colored in. You can just do it with your pencil. Then do a different one here. Shade some of the circles and leave some of them blank. On this one down here, you're going to do a different one than you did here and here. So if you only shaded one here, then you would do something different here. You'd shade more than one here maybe, or less than one. And then same here, do a different one than you did on the top ones. What's a different way that we learned how to make 6? And finally, there was a 4th way that we learned how to make 6. And again, you have this awesome cheat sheet. You may use any of this to help you finish your exit ticket. That might help you, okay? All right, so finish your exit ticket, then put all of your math papers back in your math binder or in your packet to turn into me, because in just one more day, we're gonna have our turn-in day, all right? And thanks, boys and girls. And we will see you like this. See if I can get this figured out here. This is always the most crazy thing to try once I use my visualizer to turn it off, but you can zoom out of me now if you want. There we go. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I think if I quit visualizing, maybe that'll work. There we are. Okay.